All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at the amazing Vaden. This is Vaden Ram and Jeep dealership in Savannah, Georgia. And we're wandering around making a few videos, but today this one's a little more generic than a specific truck that we're gonna be talking about. And that is gonna be mandatory thing that you gotta do, whether you pay cash for a truck or if you pay off your truck. So if your truck is paid off, we hear this all the time from people say, I pay cash for them. Okay, that's great if you pay cash. Or I buy it and I pay it off within the first 2 years. Or I'm gonna drive it for 10 years and I'm gonna pay it off in 5 years and I'm gonna go 5 full years without a car payment. It's gonna be beautiful. There's where the trick comes in. Okay, this is where people get hit all the time. Same with when people are like, oh, I can't wait to pay my house off. Anytime you pay something off, there is a catch to it that you have to understand. For example, let's say you have this beautiful right here. Look at that amazing SR5 Tacoma right there. Maybe you bought that brand new and it's been paid off now. You bought this brand new and you drove it and it's been paid off now for 8 years and you're like, oh my God, it's so nice. It's been paid off forever and you're all happy. Well, then this thing dies. Now it's done. It's just done. You're gonna have to get yourself a new car. You're like, well, maybe I want to get an HD truck. Okay, Jason drives that Power Wagon. I hear a lot of people say they're great. They got a lot of options and they got all the, maybe now I need some creature comfort stuff and we're going to get a camper. And then you come over here and you look at like one of these, for example, right here, and you're like, oh, let's see how much this is. Okay, and you realize that it is $102,000. And you hope somebody's standing next to you to pick you up because you just about passed out when you realize what you had right there and what the cost of these are. And it's not just this, it doesn't matter what you're looking at. Any of these trucks today are much more expensive than they were just even 5-6 years ago. With that said, how do you handle that and what should you do? It is a mandatory thing that you gotta take into consideration. That is that when you pay cash for a vehicle, you don't stop paying for it. You don't stop the monthly payments. Okay, even here, you're like, well, let's just get a Warlock or something, or a Rebel. This is a Rebel right here. I'm pretty sure it's a Rebel. Yep, Rebel right here. How about that price for you? That hurts. Okay, it's no different on a Ford lot, Chevy lot. This is the reality of it. You can get them cheaper, obviously, if you find the right one. But again, these prices of these vehicles, here's a Warlock. It doesn't even have a window sticker on it, but it's gonna be $58,000. Okay, window sticker, $58,000. This is the reality of this stuff today. These things are not cheap and it's gonna have some sticker shock for you when you come out to get one. How do you prepare for that? And how do you prevent yourself from going into what we call no payment syndrome? What is no payment syndrome? No payment syndrome is, so like you had that Tacoma and you ran it and for the last 5 years you haven't had any car payments. During that last 5 years, you have learned to find other ways to spend that money that you would have been putting on a car payment for other things. And at the time, maybe that car payment was only $280 a month that you were paying for that. And now that you're not paying it, you've spent 5 years of using that money for whatever you wanted to and just enjoying it. And now that lifestyle changes, whatever it is, does not allow for another $280 to be available for you to buy another new car. Your budget doesn't have it. And then you're not buying a new truck for $280. Now you're talking $1,000, you're talking $1,500 a month. Okay, these prices are much more. So now you're in this, holy cow, what am I gonna do scenario? That's the problem. Okay, and it happens with houses too. No different. People buy a house, they pay their house off, and then they find a way to spend that money. To whatever it is, they're just spending that money. Maybe it's just going out to eat a lot more, whatever the case is, and they're in trouble. Here is the rule, mandatory rule. When you pay something off, you continue making those payments for future things that happen. So let's say you bought this truck. Let's say you bought this Warlock right here for $58,000. You bought this and you paid cash for it. And you're proud and you're screaming from the rooftops. Yeah, I paid cash. I paid cash. And that's great. I'm glad you did. Now, well, you paid cash, take that $1,000 a month that you would have paid on this and start putting it into investments. Without fail, the whole entire time you own this, pay that $1,000. Well, I can't afford to do that. Then you shouldn't have bought this truck. No offense. But if you had to take $58,000 out in cash to pay for it because you cannot afford a monthly payment of $1,000 for said truck, you are making a mistake, in my opinion. Maybe your opinion is different and all that matters is your opinion for your transaction. So take that with a grain of salt. But in my opinion, just because you paid cash. If you cannot afford the $1,000 a month payment that this truck would cost, or maybe $700 even if you were to put a couple grand down, but if you cannot afford that payment to be put into the bank again every single month, you have no business buying it. So just because you can pay for it, that's one thing. And same with the trucks when you pay them off. You're going to buy a truck and then you're going to drive it for 10 years. You're going to pay the let's say you bought one. Again, you bought a truck. Let's say you bought one of these 10 years ago. You bought a Ram 10 years ago, a 2015 Ram, and you paid $30,000 for it. And your payment was $580 a month. And you were all excited and you paid it off by 2020. And for the last 5 years, you have been debt-free on your truck and just enjoying life, and it's great. Now, boom, all of a sudden, there goes your 5.7, just dropped through the floor. Your trans went with it. And now they're telling you it's going to cost you $18,000 to fix it. And you're like, what? I don't have that. So now you're going to scrap the vehicle. You're just done. You're going to sell it for parts for $3,000. You're out of a vehicle completely, or you're going to pay to fix it and you're going to sell it and you're still going to lose 18 grand. You lost, you're done. It's over. You're screwed. But now you got to get something, but you spent the last 5 years not making a car payment. You were paying $500 a month for 5 years. That 5 years is gone. And then now for the last 5 years, you have found other things to spend that money on. And of those, none of which is putting $500 a month away towards your next new car. Now your truck that you thought you were going to drive till the wheels fall off, the wheels just fell off. They're gone. It's done. Your truck is now dead in the water, or you come up with $18,000 to put it back on there, and you're still 18 grand in a hole from what the truck was and what it was worth. You are royally flushed. You're done. You have nothing. There's no advantage here for you under any circumstances. This is just a big hit right to the face. You're going to take it one way or the other. But now you don't have much to put down on a new vehicle because your truck's shot. Or even if you fix it, you're out the money that you were gonna. So now you don't have anything to put down. And now you go look at the prices of the trucks and they're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, $120,000. You're like, holy cow, what am I gonna do? And then you get a payment when you go into a dealership and you talk to them and you realize that you got yours at like 1.9 or 0% financing back then because they were running deals. Now you're looking at 5 to 8% financing, and you realize that your payment is going to be somewhere on a low end of $1,000 and on the high end of $2,500 per month for your vehicle. You don't have that kind of money. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Your method that you thought was so great before failed. Had you done this right and been stockpiling that money for those first 5 years, that money would have been a huge bonus. And if you would have put it into the right investments and things like that, it could have actually doubled almost by now too. And it could have just about paid for a new car for you or got you close enough that you're going to be in good shape. Okay, now that one also included a second variable. That is the fact that the days of, when your truck goes down, having a 20-year-old truck and when it breaks down, it's no big deal, they're over. Okay, having a 15 or a 10-year-old truck and the transmission goes out on it in the days where you were fixing it yourself in the garage for $3 grand for a rebuild, those days are gone now, starting now. Okay, it was still doable with a 10-year-old truck right now today, but with one of these trucks, 10 years from now, forget about it. Okay, trans goes out like that, something like that happens, 10 years from now, it will cost you $10,000 to replace it, I promise you. One of these, 10 years from now, will cost you 10 grand for a trans. It will cost you $20,000 to replace an engine in any one of these trucks 10 years from now, I pretty much guarantee it. With that said, you got to understand the reality of that. So you need to keep that in mind too. If you are going to keep it, you better protect yourself and prepare yourself for the fact that if you're going to buy this with the intention of driving it for 10 years, warranty is going to be up. You better get the extended warranty. When the warranty is done, one simple mistake of any kind can cost you $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in repairs. And most likely by then that means you scrap the truck. Or you pay $20,000 to fix it, and then when you sell it for $12,000, you still have lost your $20,000 you were gonna get. You will be in trouble. This is the reality of it today. It's already showing its ugly head now. This is the world we live in. So mandatory, in my opinion, is to make sure that when you're done paying for a truck, that you keep paying for the truck. When you're done or you paid cash for it, you continue to pay for it. Start putting all of that money into investments. So many people, like I said, brag about the fact that they paid cash or this or that, or they put this much down. You continue making those payments, otherwise I promise you'll come back to bite you in the rear end. Maybe I'm wrong for you. Your situation may be different, but I guarantee for the vast majority of us, right now as we speak today, there are a ton of people that are dealing with this same crap show that I just got done explaining in here. They are going through it right now, and they don't know what to do, and they're freaking out. I don't want you to be one of those people freaking out. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.